Hi. Kit and Fluffy here, and today we're diving into something fun.
Now, I don't know if every single one of these is 100% true, but the details make them feel very real. Let's get into it. 1. The game that reacted to hesitation, The Last of Us Part II. A player noticed that during stealth sections, when they paused too long in one spot without moving, enemies began to adjust their patrol routes in a way that felt more cautious. Instead of following fixed patterns, they seemed to spread out and check areas more carefully. Interview, quiet step. I stayed hidden longer than usual, and suddenly their behavior changed. They weren't rushing anymore, they were searching differently. Interview, shadow pause. It felt like the game noticed I wasn't committing to movement. The enemies started acting more careful, like they expected something. 2. The loot that didn't match the situation, Diablo IV. After defeating a difficult group of enemies, a player received loot that seemed unrelated to the enemies they fought. Instead of expected rewards, the items felt like they belonged to a completely different area or enemy type. Interview, drop echo. I double-checked what I fought because the loot didn't make sense. It felt disconnected from the encounter. Interview, loot trail. It wasn't bad loot, it just didn't match. That's what made it stand out. I kept wondering if something triggered it. 3. The world that loaded slightly out of order, No Man's Sky. A player reported landing on a planet where textures and terrain appeared to finalize slightly after they had already started moving, causing brief inconsistencies in the environment. Interview, Star Drift. When I landed, it looked normal at first, but then the ground seemed to settle after I was already walking. Interview, orbit step. It wasn't a crash or anything, just a slight delay in how things appeared. It made the world feel like it was catching up to me. 4. The sound that changed based on position, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. A player noticed that certain environmental sounds became clearer or more layered depending on where they stood, almost as if the audio was dynamically adjusting beyond typical distance effects. Interview, echo pass. When I moved a few steps, the sound changed in a noticeable way. It wasn't just louder, it felt layered differently. Interview, wind listener. It made me stop and just listen. The environment felt more alive than I expected. 5. The object that stayed perfectly still, Half-Life 2. In a physics-based environment, a player encountered an object that resisted interaction. Despite attempts to move, push, or apply force, it remained completely still while other objects behaved normally. Interview, gravity check. I tried everything, pushing, grabbing, even using other objects. It didn't move at all. Interview, static core. It stood out because everything else followed physics normally. That one object didn't react the same way. Fluff up zone, cozy mode activated. All right, Fluff Squad, take a moment to relax and reset. Today's cozy boost. When things feel intense or detailed, slow down your pace. Not every moment needs a quick reaction. Sometimes observing is enough. Tiny cozy challenge. Next time you play, focus on one system, sound, movement, or AI, and watch how it reacts over time.
Here we run this place, feeling style. Stealth like a shadow, slip through the hall. Laser dot, dreams answer the call. Nap in the sunlight, soft on the fur. World in my window, curtain that stir. Sniffing out breakfast, leap on the chair. Queen on the counter, chasing it.
This is Kit and Fluffy signing off for now. Stay tuned because the feed never sleeps. Don't forget to like, sub, and share the fluff. See you soon!